If our needs were to be treated as our rights, yeah? So that you don't feel like you are doing too much for me. Even the government, each person has a need. So why not mine?
Advise people with disability to have resilience, because you cannot throw away the towel that things are not working out well.
The people in church, once they understand people like us, then they have something to encourage others there out.
In as far as the church is concerned, accepting and embracing persons with disabilities is not an option. It is what God expects of them.
My name is Esther Waruguru Kihara. I developed a disability when I was 2 years old, and now I'm 66 years old, which means 64 years I have survived with the disability, which came about after an injection at Kenyatta Hospital.
I'm Jane Nyawira Miano. I am aging with disability, now being 72 years, having suffered a bout of polio at 8 months of age.
Dr. Samuel Kabwe is a blind person. I was born in Limuru, where I also grew up, and I went to the local school there and also went to a local high school there before I lost my sight at the age of 16 while in high school.
Now, during my childhood, a time came when I had to go to school, but I couldn't start school immediately because my parents thought I can't be able to walk alone and I need somebody, and because they can't be always available, they had to wait for my younger sister to reach the age of school so that we can start school together.
My mom, after I was able to stand and walk a little, she looked for a good stick, made it smooth and gave it to me. So I used that stick to walk to school. When I went to school, Mwalimu was very confident that I would do something. My mother wondered, will this girl make it? Mwalimu, will this one make it? And the mother was assured by the teacher that I would do something. So my mother would carry me in the morning, take me to the gate, school gate, and then in the evening I would start walking home. The big girls would give me a lift on their back to a point where we will meet my mom. I never got married, although there were opportunities. I came to learn that the marriage in Africa is a community affair, and whoever befriended you had to be very, very strong to defend you against the family, his family, and also in the community, to explain why on earth he would be marrying somebody with a disability.
Like when I was getting married, when my husband took me to his home for introduction, all what they asked, what is this? What is this have you brought to us? Now I became a thing, not a person. It was so insulting, but I thank God. I proved to them I'm worthy.
And so, having been saved and feeling I'm complete in Jesus Christ, I felt I did not need to go out of my faith, either to get children or to just get along with somebody, not in the Christian way. So I've remained single, but feeling very, very fulfilled in Jesus Christ.
And my husband was such a God-given one. He encouraged me, akanitetea kwa watu wao, till they had no choice but to bear with his decision.
The struggle for the acceptance of persons with disabilities has been in my life all through. Visitors used to come to the school to see what is happening. And one thing that used to disturb me is the use of the helping language, because even the cook or the groundsman, when addressing these visitors, would say, "We are helping these children." And I didn't feel that that was correct, because they were not working for nothing. They were on a job for which they were paid. They could have been cooking in any other school or groundsman in any other school.
Like when I was doing the interview, you see, they could challenge me. They want to see how I walk, whether I'll be able to do that work, whether I'll be able to walk up and down the stairs, whether I'll be able to carry heaps and heaps of files. But I expressed myself and my ability.
When I got employed first, my boss was very kind, but on the sympathetic line. He gave me a duty to leave half an hour earlier. But after I got promotion, the first promotion, it's like hell broke loose, because everybody asked, how can she be promoted when she is on special duty?
When I finished university, there were two of us, and one of us was posted in a certain very important school around here in Nairobi, and I was posted in Kijabi High School. When my colleague arrived at the school where he was posted, the head teacher said, "I think you've been sent to the wrong place. You don't belong here. You cannot teach here. This is not a school for people with visual impairment."
Once I applied for promotions, it was a challenge. Will we give her? Yes, she can work, but we can't understand. We tuko na wengine normal.
Myself, I was sent to Kijabi High School. I met a man who had gone to school with some blind people. He was the headmaster. And on entering, I found them arranging the program, the school timetable. And he sounded very excited to see me. He knew I was coming, and he knew the subjects that I was going to teach. And he slammed me with 28 lessons a week. That is the maximum that a high school teacher would teach those days. And other teachers were wondering, how can you do this to a blind person? How can you? And this teacher said, you know, Sam has been sent here as a teacher, not as a teacher. And so he has to do a full job. And I was very, very grateful at that kind of recognition. And I had to work very, very hard not to disappoint him.
I have always felt that the society should treat the persons with disabilities as equals and provide assistance where possible, but something on the line of enabling them, but not based on pity.
The President of Kenya last Saturday was officiating the United International Day of Persons with Disabilities, and he brought this issue of inclusion very, very strongly.
With our government's commitments to promote inclusion of persons with disabilities in the development agenda.
All what we need, all what I call for is to be an assistant, just an assistant. If I want to enter a vehicle, assist me to enter. Leave the rest to me.
Attitudinal barrier is very, very strong in the society, and it goes all the way to even to church.
The World Council of Churches came up with a document called A Church of All and for All in 2003, and this has been a key guiding document to the World Council of Churches and the member churches on how to work with the persons with the disabilities.
Galatians 6:2, carry one another's burden to fulfill the role of Christ.